Marvel Rivals is about to break the community. Are they really introducing such a crazy pay to win mechanic almost on the anniversary? What the hell is going on? Like, there's still time to freaking change this, right? Right? What is up, everybody? My name is Flame078 and this is Marvel Rivals. Where is this game going? A topic video where I just want to discuss my experience with the game so far and kind of my expectations and kind of my wishes for this game moving forward. So I'm going to ask you, do you guys think this game is going to last through the year, make it actually to the anniversary? Let me know your thoughts down below. But come on, let's go back and review that freaking tweet because this is an insane upcoming change. All right, so if we look at the trailer for this thing, right? Oh, let me mute that real quick. So we're looking at this trailer real quick. It comes out the 15th. Let's see. Earn free rewards, costume coin, debut. Wait, you can get costumes already from season 0. That's kind of stupid, but okay. But this is the controversial change that's happening. There's a limit of 20. So this is a thing they're going to actually sell, it seems like. This is why it's such a controversy, because just with this right now, with what you're seeing on screen, you can extrapolate a lot of information. You can see a limit of 20, but the track right here only has 8. So that means at some point, maybe this Chrono Shield is going to be a purchasable item, whether it be through in-game currency or through money. Either way, that's still not a great look. And Chrono Shields are already something that are kind of viewed negatively from what I can tell. Obviously, it helps the lower ranks. It has helped me throughout my rank journey because, as I'll discuss later, solo queue is a bitch. But there is a huge problem right now that this presents, the fact that this can be paid for or earned, or even in the game in general. The mechanic as it is right now, it's cool. It's already, all right, after a loss streak, then you get it. And I think in higher lobbies, higher ranks, it's not a thing anymore. I think it only applies maybe up until Diamond. I don't know. I wouldn't know because I've never made it to Diamond, but that's just my assumption. But this goes back to just what they've been mentioning and saying that they are focusing on having fun and the casual experience. This falls in line with that. As upsetting as it may sound, as upsetting as it actually is, because I'm kind of not a big fan of this either, you have to understand if people are viewing this from a casual lens and they're only playing competitive just for shits and giggles, just to kind of feel purpose, but they really are not trying to learn or be good at the game, then this is a good way for those players to kind of feel good. And that's what casualness is about. Feeling good when you log in so you're motivated to continue. Versus if you're motivated by competitiveness, by the competitive edge of something, what motivates you is having fair experiences and improving. Not saying one is right over the other, but this introduces a problem, and I'm curious to see how they're going to handle the feedback from this, because right now, content creators are definitely not happy. Like, this is going to pose a huge issue. But let me know what you guys think about this whole thing. Let's discuss down below. But let's move on. Let's talk about my personal experience in Marvel Rivals. Look, my stats are nothing to brag about, but overall, I have been enjoying my time with Marvel Rivals since launch. Now, key thing here that I want to point out is a lot of people have been playing probably since the closed alpha. I was just thinking about that because of the tweet that they announced, it's been the anniversary of that. But I only started playing when the game actually fully released. So I've sunk in a decent amount of time into the game. And overall, every season, every half season, which I still find pretty annoying, I'm sinking my time in. I enjoy the competitive mode. That's the mode I prefer playing. But it's not because I have the competitive drive. It's just I feel like that's where you get the best bang for your buck, because quick play is the wild, wild west. With this season though, however, it did pretty much take me double the time to get to where I was, and I think that has to do with the changes they did this season, which kind of screwed over being a strategist, as I'm a strategist and Vanguard kind of player, with my most time with Cloak and Dagger, next with Sue, and then with Penny, Rocket, Loki, Strange, and Magneto. So overall, just I've been enjoying the game. But you know what? It'll be pretty boring to just hear me and just have this screen out. So let's go to the replay to see my last match into Platinum while I finish off my thoughts on Marvel Rivals. Look, I am having fun. I think this game is in a good spot, though I feel like some things irk me, like the matchmaking, for example, especially in the rank grind, the competitive mode. There is this thing that's been going around that they believe that there's engagement matchmaking, and I don't believe that. It's not confirmed. I don't like believing and fueling these rumors. However, there is something going on with the matchmaking, because you can go on a like 10 game loss streak and then all of a sudden get steamrolling, and that doesn't feel fun. Even in quick play, it does not feel good to just totally stomp or to totally get stomped. It's a nice middle ground where I want the game to feel like, oh, could have gone either way, or maybe slightly leaning towards one way or another. But right now, that's my only really quirk with the whole thing, is that's how I feel. Let me know what you guys think in terms of that. But for me, it's definitely unbalanced in that regard, whether it's because of EOMM or SBMM or whatever thing you might craft. Something is definitely wrong with matchmaking, for sure. But this goes back to the whole casual competitive thing that I alluded to, that I was talking about with the whole Chrono Shield thing. You guys got to understand that pretty much that with the two different mindsets, when you're thinking about it from a developer standpoint, you know, it's all about just getting players to come back and have fun. Games these days have ranked modes, not because they want to be competitive. Sure, I think they have this niche for it, but I don't believe every live service or every multiplayer title needs to be a competitive high skill thing. That's why I did love when they announced that this was a casual, fun focused game. But you guys can't equate having a ranked mode with being a competitive game. Those are two very different things. But I think that's a whole different ass topic, and that would bloat this video up a lot. But just understand that I have a lot of different takes on that. So if you want me to talk about that, we'll be happy to do so. But a game that's focused on fun and casualness doesn't really need to focus on competitive integrity, even though it seems like the community is wanting that for some reason now, even though maybe the data's for the dev shows otherwise. But this is kind of where I'm kind of getting a little nervous about the future of the game. While yes, I'm enjoying playing the game, as you guys can see, I love playing different characters. I love how the matches feel. I love how heroes can counter each other. All of those intricacies, I'm still working and figuring things out. But with that being said, the biggest issue that I see is the lingering feeling that NetEase, the developers of this game, are just trying to milk this game. Let me elaborate. With season 3 starting the era of one hero per month and 2-month-long seasons pretty much, it seems like they're expediting how much content you can produce to kind of keep that rapid kind of big burning campfire, if you had to give you an analogy or a visual of it, to just burn really bright, because eventually they don't really care that the wood or the charcoal goes out, and that makes me nervous. And why do I say this? Why do I think this way? Simply put, because the Chrono Shield is a big indicator, but also just how NetEase has handled other properties in the past. I didn't have this feeling prior, but it's always been lingering in my mind. I'm like, I wonder if they're just treating this as a cash cow. And the worry is, because my concern is always with the developers when it's like, ooh, we're releasing stuff so high paced. I'm like, I worry about crunch and all that stuff. But if you're worried about just cashing in as much as you can and then moving on to the next, then a lot of these decisions make a lot of sense. The player in me gets excited with the prospect of all this stuff, but it makes me nervous about the longevity of the game. And that's why I asked in the beginning, what do you guys think of the game? If it's in its future, do you think it has a future? If they're going on this short-term path, this game may not have that future, even if I'm enjoying the game as it is. And sure, it might still need some work, but That is extremely concerning, and that's kind of where I'm landing with this whole thing. Marvel Rivals is currently my only multiplayer title. I dropped Apex, though I have a video coming out soon returning to Apex just for the giggles, but overall my competitive drive is not really there. I'm enjoying my single player experiences. I'm enjoying my Pal World, you know, my Expedition 33. I'm gonna probably play Oblivion for the first time ever. So like, this is just like my quick multiplayer fix. So I'm not really too invested in it in that regard, but I do want to continue playing and I am excited to see its future. That being said, does it have a future? I would love to know your thoughts on Marvel Rivals, its future, its current state. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below and stay tuned for weekly content. Flame078. Until next time, adios.